So, grouping my guys by the Voltzabo wormhole, and we'll see what happens there. What I'm going to go in and do is I'm going to take one little fighter. I'm going to go in and send him through by right-clicking, or by control left-clicking rather. Okay, so this is what's on the other side. He's about to die. Sorry, guy. Clicking back through. Alright, so not a whole lot on the other side. We're not about to be ambushed. It's always good to check. You never know if there's lightning turrets that are going to obliterate half your fleet as soon as you warp in. So it's better to send in one fighter, let him get obliterated, and then send through the rest of your fleet in little batches if you're at risk. We're not, so here we go. Everybody goes through. I'm going to go on and take my science lab, send him through as well. Note that the AI is sending ships through in return at this stage. And they got a few things past my defenses. That's okay. These free roaming defenders that I've set up are going to go deal with that. I could build sniper turrets or spider turrets or something if I wanted to also help with the defenses. They're very long range. But because I'm poor on crystal in particular, I figured that's not going to be too good an idea. So instead, let's work on the attack here. So I've got my science lab with me. I'm going to keep it kind of close to my offensive fleet, but not right on top of it. That way it's hopefully not getting shot too much. But it's also not off by itself getting rated against. Looks like I'm playing against an AI that's using cloaked command stations, which means I'm going to need to bring in some sort of tachyon something, either a scout starship or something else. Playing against stealth masters, so that's not surprising that they're using a lot of cloaked stuff. That's what they're good at. And my fighters here are getting a bit ahead of my cruisers. That's not a good idea, so I'm going to bring those guys back in. The bombers are with them. Those are getting kind of torn up off by themselves. So instead what I'm going to do is select all these guys, hold G and right click. Now they've got this little blue border. Now they're group moving. So that means that the slowest units, or rather the fastest units, move at the speed of the slowest units. This is really handy because that lets my ships all move as one big group, and then they're all able to protect each other against their individual weaknesses. So fighters are weak against bombers, cruisers are weak against fighters, bombers are weak against cruisers. So this, and all the various other classes of ships also have different specialties. You can see those in this pop-up there. If you hover over them, you can hover over a ship type, you can see what they're strong or weak against. And so by having a good mix of ships and keeping them all pretty much together, you can protect yourself against any particular specific threat, versus if you get them strung out on their own, unless you really know what you're doing, odds are fair that you're going to wind up taking heavier losses. So at this point I'm down to 95 ships. That's not too bad off of my original 119 I think it was. I'm gonna go on and destroy their warp gate and their command station. Now, whoops, I did that without first taking out all of the command posts. So that means that the AI is now free to do whatever it wants. I set the guys on this planet have decided it's no longer worth it to guard this planet because their command station's gone. So now they're going to spend their time attacking me instead. So I've got a threat of 44. That's what that means, that there's 44 ships that are not on my planets. They're not attacking me yet. The ones that are attacking me on my planets, those show up as attack. Whoops. Now that's gone up to 24. So they're transitioning to my planets and they're after me. The threat is the level of AI ships that are freely wandering around that might attack me at any time. So they're threatening. They're not attacking me yet, but it's probably imminent that they will. Those are all the guys off of this planet that I set free. Smarter tactics for me would have been to go around and attack the command posts individually first, get the number of guys on the planet down lower, and then kill the command post, the actual command station, so that the threat doesn't jump up. This wasn't too costly of a mistake on this particular planet, simply because I've got some kind of reasonable defenses on my home planet, but also just because that planet was small. They only had around 50 guys on that planet, which is absolutely tiny. Most planets you're going to attack are going to have a few hundred guys at the least, and several thousand guys, maybe 4,000 guys at the upper end. So if you've got 4,000 higher level ships that you set free because you raid their command station too quickly, that actually can put you out of the game or really damage your economy if you're not smart about it. So you want to be sure and protect yourself. Now, I really should have gotten my tractor beams online sooner than now, but my crystal is still really hurting. What to do about this? Look at all this metal I'm building up in absence of spinning crystal. Well, that's where I should really be building a crystal manufactory. This lets me convert 12 metal into 8 crystal per second, and I can pause them if they're no longer needed later so that I can get my economy balanced out for now using those, then pause them and not be wasting resources later. As it is, I'm losing all of my harvesters again because I don't have tractor beams up. If I set up tractor beams, this wouldn't have happened because the tractor beams hold my guys at the wormholes, protect me, hold the enemy guys at the wormholes rather, and protect me. Then my free roaming defenders don't have to scour the entire planet chasing down all these enemies. If I had planned my defenses a little bit better, then at this stage not only would I have taken another planet, at this stage I'm already up to 2 planets even though I've made a number of tactical blunders. It's been 24 minutes and I've already taken 1 planet. If I hadn't made these blunders, I probably would have taken 2 planets by now. Now, the rate of acquisition of planets won't continue at nearly that rate for the entire game, but what I like to call securing my hinterland of just getting the planets that are right around me. That usually goes pretty quickly because they're on average fairly low level. So, alright, we're down to this one guy. Down to that one guy. Okay. And boom, there he went. Okay, so now I'm going to go on and control click my metal and crystal harvesters again, and those have to go get rebuilt again. But on the bright side, at least my crystal manufactory is done. Those are done. I'm going to go on and pause my space dock since I've tanked my economy again, and my Mark II engineers are off repairing. I'll get my economy repaired up there. I will finish securing this planet here. I've got ships over here that I can use to go in and take out the remaining AI defenders. I'll send a colony ship over here and actually capture this planet. I'll finish getting the 2,000 knowledge from this planet. So far I'm at 896, not too bad. Then it's off into other planets and actually trying to decide where to go out in the galaxy and what to capture, and doing more scouting, looking for more targets, and onwards and upwards. But at this stage, I've at least gotten my home planet reasonably secure once I get my tractor beams up, and I should be in a good position for pressing onwards.